New videos from our recent adventure in November and December this year, sailing in Panama, San Blas Islands. And what are you going to see in our videos? We will show you all part of Panama City where we stayed in the hotel. It is a very, very interesting part. We are glad that we went there because very often everybody wants to see the new part of Panama City. And we will show you the way from Panama City to Linton Bay Marina. It is very interesting drive as well. And Linton Bay Marina, it is the unique place. I mean, it is really unique. You will see why I say like that. And our experience, what it's like to sail all night. My first sailing at night. And I will tell you, I like it or I don't like it maybe. And how it feels first time to sail all night. The fascinating Huna people. Different sources call them differently. Kuna, Guna. We call Huna. And we established a new island in the San Blas area. It has a new name. Don't miss this part. Karti Sagdap. Very interesting. Very unique town and island. And primitive hotels only for backpackers. I will show you hotels and what it looks like, this island where you can stay in the hotel. And the first part will be old part of Panama City. By the way, right now, in order to go to Panama City, you have to have proof of your vaccination. You have to have the barcode, QR code. So it is valid only for Panama. We are in Panama. Welcome to Panama. Beautiful girls. And probably the San Blas Island. By the way, we reserved the taxi before we went to Panama, and we made the right decision.
We chose a hotel in an old section of Panama City. There are actually two old sections of the town. One is really just ruins. It is the very old section of the town before it was burned and destroyed. The older section which still exists is called the Casco Viejo, which I think means old quarter. And we chose a historic old hotel in that quarter called the Central Hotel, I think, and it was right on one of the most important squares in the city, right next to the main cathedral of the city. This is a very historic hotel in Panama City. Was the first hotel in the nation of Panama. It dates back to about 1870, and it is one of the reasons it's very historic is that when the Panama Canal was built and opened by the United States, the man who was president of the United States at that time, Theodore Roosevelt, came to Panama for the dedication of the canal, and he actually stayed in this hotel. So It's a very historic place, and it has a lot of the history of Panama inside these walls. Here we are at the Cathedral in Panama City, just across from our hotel. This is very old. I don't know the name of it, but we'll find out in just a moment. But it's a very old cathedral from back in the Spanish days. So let's go find out a little more about it.
And our hotel is right there. Plaza Mayor.
Mayor.
Mayor?
Mayor.
Plaza Mayor.
Which in Spanish means major.
Ah, major.
Mask.
Oh, mask, yes. Mask. You have to wear mask.
This is Cathedral San Juan, Casco. But the name?
No.
No.
San Mary, Panama.
Saint Mary, Panama. Okay. The patron saint, Saint Mary.
You see Santa
Yes.
Maria.
Catedral Basilica Santa María la Antigua.
Mhm. Thank you.
Patrona de Panamá.
Yes, the patron of Panama. Patron saint. Gracias.
Gracias.
What it is?
Yes. They put Christmas light, and in December 1st, the cab driver told us all Christmas lights will be turned on in whole city. It will be very beautiful. Who is this guy?
Probably Simon Bolivar. That's what it usually is.
No, Thomas Herrera. Thomas Herrera. The restaurant where we ate this evening was very interesting. There were no chairs at the bar. There were swings. It's great. You see how nice looks the area near our hotel. Many shops were opened already, but not too many tourists, and owners of shops were very happy to get any tourists in their shops. They invited us and we went in, but we were interested in this shop. In this particular shop, they sell Panama hats. Of course, what can you buy in Panama? A Panama hat. I decided to look and maybe to buy it. I look good. How is my hat?
Beautiful hat. More police in the city.
It says
On the left it says that.
this means they want more police.
Yes. Century is my memorial. first part of that says, "My united country is my memorial." And then it says, "And I don't want," and I don't know what Bazaric is.
Look at that house.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yes, let's go
We'll
over
go down there in a minute. Let's walk down here, and then we'll go down.
Habit is beautiful.
Beef, 3 chilies, fish, and locos. I don't know what locos are. Let's look at the menu here. Bistro and Mezcaleria, place where you drink alcohol.
Okay.
Look here.
But the meat is from this creature.
You think?
Yes.
Look, there's the Ministry of Government. Whatever the hell the Ministry of Government is. Probably the Department of State.
Look,
Police.
it is police bikes.
Yep. Police motorcycles.
Interesting.
This is honey. This is the tourist police headquarters.
What does it mean?
Tourist police, special police for downtown, protect tourists, help tourists. It's the Policia de Turismo.
Yeah, of course, yeah, but some of the villages.
Where we are today, we have not been before, which is the old part of Panama City. And it is now full of great restaurants and tourist shops and a few tourists, but not many because of COVID. And you can tell that the economy is really hurting because they don't have very many tourists. There are police everywhere, and if you see them in the video and wonder why, it's because where we are is also where the presidential palace is, over on the other side of that flag. And even though this is the old part of the city and doesn't look modern at all, if you just look to the left a little bit, you see the modern part of Panama City, the business district and the high-rises, which is a totally different atmosphere. We wanted to stay in the old part, which is why we're here. But those are high-rises you can see anywhere in the world.
Of course, I wanted to get as close as I could to the presidential palace, but I did not have any luck. Security did not let us do it.
Well, considering that there's cameras all over this building, and there's
It is
police,
this building.
I'm going to find out in just a minute. I think it might be, but I'm going to find out.
Wait, okay.
Por favor, ¿habla inglés? No. ¿Dónde está el Palacio de Presidente?
All this.
Okay. Gracias.
Can we go around? No, to take a picture.
Go this way. And
No, el acceso
no,
No.
no está
acceso.
permitido.
Gracias.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me go first. Otherwise, I make the picture of your back. Oh, we can go here. We can go here, no?
Probably the pretty view is from the water, but that's the presidential palace right there.
But can we go to the water?
Probably by going around that way. But anyway, that's the palace there.
Okay, let's go. Let's try. It is a palace.
No, honey, I pointed it out to you back there.
Can we go here?
Permitted?
No.
No. Let's go, Brandon.
They did not get it. This means nobody's from the US.
No, it doesn't. It means they're a bunch of Democrats, or I couldn't see their smiles behind their mask, or whatever. Or they're from Australia or something. Or Canada, maybe they're Canadians. Now, older Americans may remember that palace from the days when Manuel Noriega was the president of Panama, and President George Bush I sent American Marines down to capture him because he was dealing in narcotics. At any rate, it's still the presidential palace, even though Panama now has a democratic system. While we were in Panama City, I was curious as to what had eventually happened to President Manuel Noriega after the United States had captured him. So I asked one of our cab drivers and managed to piece together a fuller story of his later years. In 1989 or 1990, I forget exactly which year, the president of Panama was a man named Manuel Noriega. In the United States, in the administration of President George Bush I, discovered that President Noriega was actively involved in a criminal group using the army and resources of the government of Panama to smuggle heroin and other drugs into the United States for his own personal profit. He was making millions from this criminal enterprise. So, of course, since he was a dictator and the head of the government in Panama, he was not going to surrender himself to indictment and trial in the United States. So President Bush I sent United States troops, I think pretty much all Marines, to Panama, and after a very short period of violence with some of the Panamanian military, the U.S. troops defeated them and after a while captured Manuel Noriega. The U.S. tried him, convicted him, and put him in jail in the United States for many years. And while we were in Panama, I asked one of our cab drivers about what eventually happened to him, and what I discovered was that after the U.S. was finished with him, he was turned over to France, where he had also committed drug smuggling, was tried and convicted there, spent a lot of time in prison in France, then was turned back over to Panama, where he spent time in prison for his crimes and eventually died in prison in Panama. That's the story of the end of Manuel Noriega.
What is it, my love?
The Bilingual School of Mexico
Bilingual?
means two languages. They teach in English and Spanish.
What?
Do you know the book in Russia, Don Quixote?
Uh-huh.
The Man of La Mancha, is Don Quixote. This is the Man of La Mancha bookstore and cafe.
Don Quixote.
I didn't know you knew Don Quixote.
Of course. There is even a song about Don Quixote in Russia. Very famous song. And even a movie.
Wedding?
I don't know. They are making pictures. Look,
it is
I
sunny.
told you
Now
already
it is
in my
just
previous
beautiful.
videos that we have a tradition to bring Christmas ornaments for our Christmas tree from every place we travel. And we were looking for a Christmas ornament here too, and we found
Where are
one.
you from?
We are from
Washington
Seattle.
State.
Oh, in United States, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
Welcome to Panama.
Thank you. Look, Kali.
Ese Totuma,
Tuma?
the people indígena no bebugle. Ese para tomar water, para ajá.
So
Pero ese para arbolito de Navidad,
Christmas
más grande para water, pero ese pequeño, small.
it's a gourd that some
Sí,
Indians
ese es-
have hollowed out and
Sí.
painted.
México dice jícara,
Hikara.
Panamá Totuma,
Tatuma. Okay.
calabaza.
Oh, here it's Tatuma.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen them in
We
Mexico.
buy for our
Sí.
Christmas tree.
That would be fine.
How much is it?
Ese $10.
$10.
Yes.
And you can see this ornament is on our Christmas tree now. Beautiful.
Hummingbird.
Hummingbird?
Hummingbird se lo llevaron, hija. ¿Tú vendiste uno, Zuli?
The circle that you see on the map is this. Iowa.
Oh, okay.
But look at this.
Yeah, it's a rooster. I don't know about the rooster, but this is the monument for the original city plaza. This is like where the city started. Before the United States built the canal across Panama, the French tried it a few years before the U.S. did it, and they failed. The primary reason they failed is because of yellow fever, which attacked all their workers and made them very, very sick, and so they weren't able to work. So the canal did not succeed. But then one of the Frenchmen, I think it was a Frenchman, who discovered that yellow fever was caused by mosquitoes. So when the Americans decided to try to build a canal, they took a lot of efforts. They spent a lot of effort to get rid of the mosquitoes, and they were able to complete the canal.
But why the chicken is there, rooster?
Symbolizes hope. I don't know why a chicken symbolizes hope, but it says that it does.
Okay. We are trying to not buy too many gifts when we travel, but this place we just couldn't pass.
$100.
Hi, good afternoon. This is my work. Actually.
It's your work.
Yes. I recycle all the coopers from the motor from the laundry machine or even from the starter motor from the car.
Oh, so these are
So I
from
take
motors,
out,
yeah.
Yes, I take out the cooper, then I recycle to make
Copper
then
wires.
all the wires to make the tree of life.
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Very good work.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, it is beautiful.
Depending on the handson, they work for different. For example, the jade is for abundance. Tiger eye is for bravery, for grounding yourselves, to encouraging, and just to, choose good option in your life. This is abundance, that is silver rain. Lapis lazuli and turquoise, those are attached with your mind, so therefore calmness, good thoughts,
Turquoise.
faith and hope. That's right.
That's turquoise.
Turquoise and lapis lazuli.
I like this.
How much is that one?
The prices are on $30, the medium, and the big one on $60. But for you, I can go all the way all down to 25 and to 50 on this one. The good stuff is that you can bend it to
that's
give it
a
any
really
shape.
nice
that you
buy
like.
for 25.
Okay, 25.
That one for sure. The good stuff. You're gonna be able to travel like this.
Yes.
Once you get
yes,
at home, give it a free shape that you like.
Will you wrap it for us?
Yes, for sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I like. And it is now in our house. You can see how it looks. We stopped by in one very interesting restaurant. I will show you why it is interesting. Oh, okay.
Is this okay?
Yes.
We're here in a restaurant in Panama City, and I'm preparing to eat dinner. I'm going to have some fish tacos, but the restaurant is decorated in an interesting way. The Mexicans celebrate a holiday very similar to our Halloween, which they call the Day of the Dead. And on that Day of the Dead, they wear masks, like our children in the United States wear Halloween masks. They wear masks also. And you can see on the walls some examples of those masks. So it's an interesting restaurant.
We noticed a QR code on the box with napkin, and we decided to ask a waiter. Honestly, we did not understand what it means. You can listen to him, and maybe you will understand what it is for. What did you say about QR code?
About this.
Yeah. In the QR code we have the complete menu with the drinks included. So you have to scan the QR code and then you got the access to all the menu.
And you get the drinks from somewhere in the neighborhood or here?
No. I mean, we have it depends on the drink. For example, the lemonades, we make the lemonades here and at the moment. But with the other drinks like, I don't know, Coke and there, we buy them from the companies and they bring them to the circle.
Okay, tell me.
Well, for whatever reason, and I have no idea, they don't have very many drinks. They have water and lemonade. And anything else, they have to go around in the neighborhood and find it. Now, why, I don't know.
And what about QR code?
The QR code simply gives you the menu with all the drinks on it.
I did not get it.
It doesn't make any sense, honey. Don't ask it to, because it doesn't.
We showed you the tourist area in Panama City. Next time, we will walk a few blocks away from this area and we will see what it looks like. Maybe the same, maybe not. And we will show you the way to Linton Bay Marina, what it looks like outside of Panama City. Okay? Stay with us, don't forget to subscribe, and we hope you like our video. We will see you in 1 week.